Minister of Finance officials have appeared before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament to answer queries on Treasury operations in the Auditor General's report year ending June 2025. According to the Auditor General's report, there was an increase in domestic debt to 59.019 trillion from 39.159 trillion, that is 50.7%, compared to foreign debt, which increased to 56.384 trillion from 54.449 trillion shillings in 2024, that is 3.55% during the year under review. This increase, according to the Auditor General, in domestic debt heightens interest and refinancing risks.
Since domestic instruments carry higher yields and shorter maturities, increasing the cost of debt servicing and crowding out the private sector.
Officials from Ministry of Finance say they are not comfortable with the nominal numbers of debt and have introduced innovative financing.
But in the financial markets, we have gone into other innovative ways of raising money, which are a bit not costly, like commercial financing. So we have sequenced projects. All these projects, we have very many projects which are ready, but we have deliberately not taken them on. Why? We want to manage the quantums of debt that we have taken on.
Members of Parliament have mixed reactions over the trend of the domestic debt portfolio.
Domestically. That is the only innovation. But we wouldn't call that innovation, because the figures are here speaking that you have increased domestic borrowing by 20 trillion.
Private business people have supplied the government, and we have taken years and years without paying them, and it is a lot of what? A lot of money. So if we are only sticking to what is in the papers, and we borrowed through treasury bills and bonds, and we ignore those suppliers who supply the government.
Revenue mobilization strategy. My brother, leave alone that theory. Because you know this is theory. We have been looking at, when you look at the consolidated financial statements or issues of the tax register, our performance is very poor. You have just 5 million people paying taxes, and from those, many of them are redundant. They don't pay.
On the performance of the budget, of the 53.03 trillion shillings, 32.9 trillion was warranted and 29 trillion spent, and 2.04 trillion was unwarranted. They attribute the non-absorption to the loans that were delayed from Exim and EcoBank that were meant to support the budget pay off treasury bills.
2 loans, 2 pipeline loans that did materialize by the close of the financial year. We had planned to receive this money, but by 30th June 2025, this money had not materialized to a tune of about 2 trillion. Bank of Uganda was aware of this. This money was being expected. It was just a delay that the money was not received within the financial. But as soon as we received the money, it was paid off to Bank of Uganda.
The delay in the absorption led to a loss of 250 billion shillings in penalties in 2024 and 164 billion in 2025.
Penalty charges on securities, rate reimbursements, and I'm seeing 167 plus billion. Could you relate it to what we have been talking about?
If I may ask as a lay person, do you want to mean that these penalty charges arise out of poor financial management and poor planning on our part? Because I don't know, is 167 billion as a penalty, to you, is that insignificant? Can we say it is insignificant?
On the face of it here, Madam Chairperson, this is a lot of money. I agree with you. But this is our understanding with the bank. I think also.
Meanwhile, the queries on consolidated accounts were not handled. The team that had been represented by the Deputy Permanent Secretary and Secretary to Treasury, Minister of Finance, representing Ramathan Ggoobi, was sent back.
He has said that he has got assignment until 2nd of March. So he will not come back as I had reported. He apologizes. He has been sent to another meeting.
I'm Navka Farida and Susan Nabugude at Parliament.